Good afternoon, everybody. This is Paul Finkelstein with my online meet and greet. You can always find us at onlinemeetandgreet.com. I picked that because you don't have to be able to spell it over the telephone. If you tell somebody onlinemeetandgreet.com, and coincidentally, it's the same initials as OMG, and everybody knows what OMG is. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Batista, and she's in the fitness industry in the west coast of the U.S. Say hello, Batista. How are you today?
Hi, everybody. Hello. It's great to be here with you and having this talk. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. It's really a pleasure to have you. I got a couple of questions all prepared for you. It took some teamwork and planning to do that. The first question I have, hopefully we'll still have our power because it's very thunder and lightning outside. So just in case I get disconnected, we'll get back on. Hopefully it stays. The first question is, what is your passion, Batista, and what makes you get up in the morning and excited to start the day?
Well, thank you for asking, because I really love helping people regain their strength and their health. And I deal with a lot of people that have a lot of pains, and I love when I can actually help them to actually get rid of pain. And I know a lot of people think that that's like impossible. You know, we often think that pain is something that we have to live with. But through this very specific process that I teach, I'm actually able to help people literally sometimes get rid of pain 100%. And I love to see the light in the people's eyes when all of a sudden they see that they're stronger and feel better, and that one day they get up in the morning like pain-free. I don't know about you, but do you sometimes get up in the morning with a backache or knee pain or like?
It's a good question. Really? Knock on wood, no. The only time I get any kind of pain is when I run too many miles too far. Like if I do 8 miles and I haven't run all week, I know I'm going to feel something for 2 days.
Yeah, because you have like a muscle, you know, your muscles are sore because of overdoing it. But interesting enough, when I talk to people, like 75% of the people that I talk to, at first they look like they are okay and they're functioning, but when you dig a little bit deeper, you find out that this person had a car accident and now they have backache, or they have a rotator cuff injury, or, you know, and in digging, I find that so many people suffer from some type of pain, and you're so lucky not to have that. But I know that there's a lot of people that do, and I love helping them to get rid of pain and feel that strength. You know, like in our company, we are able to increase a person's strength by 20 to 50%, which is huge, and sometimes very, very rapidly. And that just excites me. So that's what I love to do.
That is awesome. Excellent. So what inspired you, and how did you get started in this field in the first place? There must have been somebody or some story or some kind of incident that made you want to do all this?
Yes, I have a story. I was a professional dancer, a flamenco dancer and ballet, and I ended up with a lot of injuries myself. As a matter of fact, I had 7 car accidents in the mid-'80s, and I was left with chronic back pain, and then compounded with dancing my whole life. I actually was one of those persons that was getting up in the morning with chronic pain all the time. And there was a turning point in my life about 11 years ago when I met Dr. Fitness USA, whom now is my husband. So I ended up marrying him. That was very cool. At the time when I met him, there was something different about him. For me, I was always in good shape as a dancer. I was healthy, and you know, I was eating healthy. I was exercising. Except for the injuries, you know, I was okay. But there was nothing I was doing that was really healing my injuries, and I had tried everything. And when I heard his conversation, which was very different, not only because of the specific protocol that he teaches that's based on weight training, but also the philosophy, things about never doing things that is uncomfortable, or like male female energy, how when you work out you need to respect your female side, like the fitness industry is all about no pain no gain. And as a dancer, that's how I lived my life. Like I grew up in ballet boot camp. My uncle was teacher from the Bolshoi at the time, so it was like hardcore. So I never, for me, no pain, no gain was like the game, right? The show must go on. And through talking to Dr. Fitness USA and learning a different way of approaching fitness or health, or basically I had to unlearn everything I knew, but it was very intriguing to me. And since I had tried everything and nothing was working anymore and I was against the wall, then I hired him to work with me. And within a couple of weeks my injuries started disappearing. Really, my backache of 35 years was gone in like 2 weeks. And then my shoulders and everything started healing. And I got very curious of why is this protocol so different than anything that I have done before. So I started researching, writing books, and then I married him. And that's when I made that transition. Then I became a personal trainer, because he always said that what he does, he's an international body designer, and that's not personal training. I wanted to know what the difference is between personal training and an international body designer. So I became a personal trainer, and I wanted to learn everything, and that was the beginning of that journey. And now we're married and we have a family business, and now I get to pay it forward and help people achieve the same thing that I have achieved, is a pain-free life, basically.
Before I get to the next question, I'm just curious now, you could help people in all geographics or just in your area within 5 miles of your fitness studio?
Ooh, the gods are speaking. You got some right? Thunder there. That's an excellent question, and I'm so glad that you asked this question, because 11 years ago when I met Dr. Fitness USA, it was only in Los Angeles, and people were traveling all over to come here to learn the system and then to go back to wherever they were. And he always had an international following. But when I have had the results that I had, I got a vision that we needed to change that, and we needed to make this available worldwide without having people coming to LA. And so that's what I've done for the last 10 years. I picked his brain, and researching his protocol, we were actually able to put a system online. And 2 years ago, we launched our online mentoring program. So we work through videos and slides and Zoom calls. And now we're able to actually work internationally. And we have students in France, in Belgium, in Canada, in Africa, even Bangladesh. So people find us through interviews like this, through online media, and online. And yes, so now we can work worldwide, which is really exciting, and achieve the same type of results.
That is the key too. Amanda, you don't have to be right next to you to help us get those results.
Exactly.
So that leads me to, what are the main misconceptions people have about working out and pain management?
There are so many misconceptions, and weight training is, because the program we teach is based on weight training, okay, strength training, that is working with weights. And there's a lot of misconceptions about that. One of the main things that we hear is that, for example, yoga does that. People think that if you do yoga, you're building muscle mass and you can work on posture. And I guarantee you that is not the case. In order to, why it's called weight training is because you're dealing with weights. And if you are only working with body weight, you're not actually activating the proper muscle fibers to really build muscle mass. And if you want to work on posture, which is one of our foundational principles of the programs, is that you actually have to develop synergetic muscles in your back so that you can hold your posture up naturally. And this is something that's very hard to do in any type of other training modalities, because if you think, for example, of running or cycling or even yoga, if your posture is off, then if you're cycling, you're not making it worse, right? Because you're hunched down. And even in other modalities like yoga, Pilates, or things like that, most of the time we see people working out from the position they stand. So eventually they actually make things worse, okay? Because again, the principle of aligning bad posture is to working the muscles opposite way of where the posture naturally goes so that you can bring it back. And that takes knowledge of how to do that. So a lot of people, when we go to a networking event or when we talk about what we do, there is this thing about fitness where people say, oh, you're in fitness, oh, I do yoga, or I run, or I do this, or I do that. And very rarely a person goes to say, to understand that much like any other field, like a medical field or legal field or any other field, there are different categories, different specialties. So if for example, you were a lawyer, the natural question that a person would have, well, what kind of lawyer are you? Which field, right? You can be criminal, injury. If you were a doctor, or are you a surgeon? Are you a general practitioner? Are you an orthopedic surgeon? But in fitness, people think that fitness is all kind of all in one ball, you know, it's all in the same stew, right? In the same soup. And so very few people realize that there are different categories, different fitness modalities that actually will produce different results. So if a person wants to age gracefully, retain muscle mass, have good posture, and be pain-free, then they have to consider engaging in a strength training protocol that addresses muscular imbalances, postural alignment, and things of the sort, which is what we do. So this is huge misconceptions. And of course, in terms of women and strength training, the, oh, I'm going to lift weight, I'm going to get bulky, you know, and in terms of pain management, most people think that if they have an injury, then they need to stop training. There's so many people, oh, I stopped training because I got injured and my doctor told me not to lift weight. We hear it all the time. It's kind of like if you're using a flip phone, you know that you are not on top of technology, right? Because we have all the new technology now. Well, that, when we hear that, that is like using a flip phone, because strength training is now the #1 scientifically proven anti-aging sport and injury prevention and rehabilitation method. Except that most people don't have the protocol. They go in, they do whatever, however, like shooting darts with a blindfold, and then they get hurt, they don't get the result they want, so they quit, and then it's like, oh, weight training is not for me. They don't know what they're doing. because like everything in life, if you want to be successful, you got to follow a proven system, which is what we have.
I think you said that so eloquently, so perfect. I mean, I know that if I want to finish a 26.2 mile marathon, I know if I don't train, I am going to hurt everywhere. I see those people at the end of a marathon and they have ice on their knees, ice here, and you know that those are the ones that didn't train enough. So to take advantage of Batista's protocol and to find out her protocol, I'm sure you want to get in touch with her. Now, I have her contact information, but I'm going to ask you before I do the next question to tell people what is the best way you want them to get in contact with you if they want some more information about you and your gym and your protocol. If you leave your phone number, say that twice and slowly. If you leave your website, the same thing, or email as well.
Yeah, beautiful. So the easiest way is to go to the website, which is drfitnessusa.com. That's Dr. DR, the short version, drfitnessusa.com. When you get to the website, there is on the homepage, there is an invitation to schedule a complimentary consultation, which we can do by phone or by Zoom. And this way we can get to know each other and see where you're at and see if we're a good fit and if we can help you with whatever your goals or issues may be. So that is really the easiest way to do it. And if you want to call, you can do that too. And the phone number is 424-245-6560. That's 424-245-6560. And of course, if you want to email on the website, the contact information is there too. And you can find us on all the social media under Dr. Fitness USA. That's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. We have a pretty big internet presence. So
awesome. So now tell us, before I do a little bit of a recap, tell us what's next for you. Next project, next.
Yes, so right now the online programs are out, running, proven, and all of that. So our next step is to look at licensing the program. So we're looking to do this, and we're also looking for joint ventures and strategic alliances. So if there's anybody out there that would be interested in joining force with us, we are looking forward to hearing from you, because that's our next step now, is to spread the word widely. And so we're looking for joint ventures and strategic alliances.
Excellent. It's really infectious in a fun way, a contagious way, to hear your enthusiasm and entrepreneur skills as well. Let's do just a little bit of a recap. In the beginning, we talked and learned about Batista's passion and what makes her get up in the morning and be excited to start the day. We learned what inspired her and how she got started in this field, and she told us a little bit about her story. And then we talked about the misconceptions that people have between working out and pain management. And then she told us what's next for her, and we just heard that just a couple of moments ago. Just go back in the beginning and rewatch this again and again and again, and I'm sure you should get in touch with Batista, because we all want to stay healthy. Now, let me ask you, on a personal side, if somebody wanted to lose, say, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, this program or protocol probably can handle and tackle that too? Or is it just...
Yeah, that's another misconception about losing. Yeah, absolutely. That's another misconception. And I'm glad you asked this, because actually I should have put that answer in the misconceptions. People think that, now they want to lose weight, so they go on the treadmill, right? And they're like half an hour on the treadmill. So in order to lose weight, you need to develop muscle mass. When you develop muscle mass in the body, then you actually boost your metabolism. So let's say you're on a treadmill, you burn calories while you're on a treadmill. Yeah, okay, great. But when you lift weight, you're going to burn calories while you work out lifting weights, but you're going to still burn calories for 3 days past the workout because now the muscles have to repair. So actually, for losing weight, strength training is also your number one choice. And I'm not saying not to do any aerobics or, it's good to kind of still do that. But yes, for losing weight, the first method that a person should choose is actually strength training. It makes more sense because, you maximize the time that you're working out, and the added benefit is you actually sculpt the body. A lot of people do aerobics and they have very nice legs. They're on the treadmill and they're very nice legs, and their upper body is like
Jello
falling apart. Yeah, So yeah.
Well, this wraps up the hour nice interview, or my internet talk show, if you will. I'm Paul Finkelstein with OnlineMeetAndGreet.com. I want to thank you for joining us, Batista, and of course, I hope you have a healthy and successful week ahead.
Thank you, and thank you for having me today. I appreciate that.